Hey there. So, looks like I'm live. Hopefully, things are going okay there with you guys. If you're seeing this, or even if you're not seeing this, I guess I should get all my stuff situated and all my ducks in a row. I should probably do this one here in another side or another page. Tonight we are here and we're going to be talking about Black Friday. We're going to be talking about the whole sales that are going on, all of that cool good stuff. And hopefully we can have some fun with it. And hopefully you'll eventually be on here. Hey there, strange man. Hey there, Craig. Hopefully it's all coming through nice and clear. Let me just get my thing turned on, so when I go, hey there, Cam. Hey there, Sharon. When I start to look at the screen on there, I'll be able to see your messages, just like I can kind of see them here. So tonight I'm doing something a little bit different. Ice, welcome, man. I'm going through OBS, as you can probably tell, since you can see your messages come up on the screen. And I got a little tip jar, my donation things, tickers down below, and we are going to look together at the Black Friday sales, the Vinegar Syndrome, and the Severin. I had come here tonight to actually not do a live video, but to do a pre-tape video talking about the whole report cards. I'm starting on the report cards this week, but I work tomorrow, so I kind of wanted to do that then. So just let me grab my keyboard, and we're going to look at the sales together. And hopefully, if you're still looking and you're still like diving into the sales, then let me know what you're grabbing. I'll let you know what I grabbed, and we can actually look together and maybe make a bit of an excursion into that. Do you like the red for seeing stuff? Logan, man, welcome, dude. Let me get right back to here. I can't for the life of me find what turns on the TV, and there's a remote for that type of thing, and unfortunately my remote looks to be missing. Yeah, there, Maddie. But give me 2 seconds, I'll grab that, and we will start looking into this whole Black Friday stuff, because yes, I've got the stuff ready and set to go. I want to thank Marvin for a couple days ago. If it wasn't for him, I would not have been able to get one of the releases that I got. So, and I will talk to you guys about that. What's going on? So that was weird. That's on Jungle Trap. It's James Bryan, so I kind of recommend it, but I haven't seen it yet here. So I'll be honest with you guys, have yet to see that film. I've heard some iffy things when it comes to Jungle Trap. And eventually I'll get everything going here. Sorry about that. Did not plan to make this video tonight. But let's have fun with it. Because I'm already live and I'm using OBS as opposed to my regular StreamYard. just to see how it goes, just to see like it goes with everything on the screen. See what you guys think. Hey, the Basement Blues, welcome. James Bryan's is pretty much hit or miss. So when if you've gotten the the exploitation book that Stephen Thrower put out, then he does a whole like section on there. Picked up during the sale. No, I love StreamYard. Actually, I use StreamYard all the time. It's just and I pay for StreamYard. So the thing is that right now I'm just switching things around, kind of back and forth, playing with different formats. StreamYard's my go-to, so that's the one I will go to more often than not. But tonight I just wanted to play with this one where I've got the new webcam, wanted to see how it would look on here. And hey there, Camera Ninja. But let's dive into this. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I've been on here now for. Hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. I've been on here now for next year. It'll be my 10th year, my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, and I have to say it's been pretty amazing, and I'm so lucky to have so many people that still watch me ramble and talk about like movies and whatever the heck I'm talking about. I have a kind of a podcast coming up that I'm going to be doing. I'm using a Logitech. It's doing it. It's supposed to be doing it in 1080p, so hopefully it is if I got the settings in right. But I got it at a really good price, so that's always the plus. But if you watch my videos over the last year or so, especially where I've been doing a lot of live stuff, and I'm doing it through my computer as opposed to using my iPad like I used to use before, you'll all be aware that I was in desperate need of a better picture on here. That I'm not lying with you guys. You can look at my older videos and see that. But let's dive in. We'll look at where we go first. Want to go to Vinegar Syndrome first? I'm doing my report cards this week coming up, and the killer part about doing that, to be honest with you, oh man, hey Cobra, welcome, man, is Severin did the Severin sale had a bit of a I guess a burp, we're gonna call it, a bit of a hiccup. We will use the word hiccup during the website, and you've had such a good year. That is going to make a difference, but the way they handled it was much better than they've handled it in other years. So let's dive in and look at the site right now, and we'll look into some stuff. I'll recommend some stuff to you guys as well, and I'll let you guys know some of the ones that I looked at. So right here we can see the Vinegar Syndrome page, or part of the Vinegar Syndrome page at the very least. But there's certain ones that I want to really kind of dive into and to show you guys. I wonder how come you can only see part of the Vinegar Syndrome page on OBS, whereas we can see it all on here. So let me just see if I can. There we go. Let's fit the screen. So with the new stuff that's out, for those that didn't grab the package when it came out, what came out was Flesh for Frankenstein, Ebola Syndrome. Those are the two 4Ks. Steel and Lace, Trauma, and Creature. Now, what do I think are the biggest takeaways from this? Flesh for Frankenstein. If you didn't get it, it's really a good package. Apparently, it's some of the best 3D that we've seen come out on physical media, if not the best 3D seen come out on physical media. See, Flesh for Frankenstein is a film that a lot of people are saying, well, I'm not going to watch the 3D version of it. I'm going to go in just watch the 4K, or I'm going to watch the Blu-ray edition of Flesh for Frankenstein. And this is where I have to say, I got to see this in 3D, like in a theater. And if you have never seen Flesh for Frankenstein in 3D, it was a film that really, really took great great lengths to really utilize 3D at its fullest. So if this is, and I have heard that it is pretty much spot on, great 3D release, then yes, I would say if you have the ability to watch Flesh for Frankenstein in 3D, especially if you got a real 3D, watch that in real 3D. But either way, Flesh for Frankenstein belongs right next to Blood for Dracula in kind of must-haves in kind of art house horror films that are just a bit on the quirkier side. I cannot recommend the Vinegar Syndrome display rack. I mean, it looks gorgeous. I'll definitely say that right now. But I'm also going to say that, in all honesty, I could probably get someone to do that for significantly cheaper around here for like maybe around like 40 to 50 bucks. Hey there, Dave. Welcome, man. So I wouldn't, I can't in good conscience recommend that one because there's so many good films here that you can get, and I think it's more of a cash grab than anything else. How good is Trauma? Flesh for Frankenstein is actually a bit better than Blood for Dracula. See, pretty much everybody that's seen them both, like, will go for Flesh for Frankenstein over Blood for Dracula. I think they're both fantastic films, and they do their own thing. But Flesh for Frankenstein is a better constructed film, I think. And the fact that it could be a 3D film and still be well constructed as a film itself, when a lot of people do 3D, they kind of forget that there's a film that they're making. Hey there, George. Welcome, man. And just focus on the technical aspects of it. But Flesh for Frankenstein doesn't do that. It does a nice mixture of getting really good 3D with a really cool art house, like true Paul Morrissey type of film. And for that reason, I definitely recommend it. As for Trauma, I really like Trauma. I think it is an underrated, very underrated release. This is a really good film. It's definitely more of a different, unique. Argento at this point was really starting to like play around with narrative and the way that he did films. This was a film that was done in the United States. He only made a couple films over there, but he worked really hard, and he got a great cast for this one here. He got Piper Laurie. You got James Russo on this one. Asia Argento is the lead in this one here. We have, of course, Brad Dourif in it as well. But if there's a release, on here out of the new ones that I recommend, like story-wise, it's Trauma. It's a brilliantly done little film, and people often cite like Opera as the best latter day Argento title. But the thing is that there would be no Opera if he hadn't took chances when he was filming Trauma. And you'll understand from the ending to the way certain sequences are done, to the way things are shot, to the way things are placed together. And it gives it kind of a different type of feel to it. I am actually starting a podcast. I've actually done one, Logan. I've done one episode, but I want to have 3 done before I actually put anything out. And thank you, especially from a guy that couldn't speak when I was younger. I really appreciate that. But I think Trauma is definitely 100% really belongs. If you're an Argento fan, if you're a Giallo fan, it belongs in your collection. Giallo Volume 3 is an excellent release. Count Dracula's Great Love, again, fantastic. Flesh for Frankenstein, perfect. In 10 minutes. It was a fantastic experience, and this is what Severin should be able to do. I don't want to be one of those haters on Severin right now, but they did have problems with their website again, and it's a shame. They handled it much better than they did in previous years, so I will give them credit for that. But they really do hopefully learn from this. And I've said this before, but hopefully this time it's something that sticks. I'm going to also give a pretty fair recommendation for Steel and Lace. I don't know if it's got to be one that you get right away. It was a constant on pretty much in my video stores. So it's pretty much kind of a different style of rape revenge film, in that we have a rape revenge title, but it's also I'll be talking about films. I'll talk about some of my other collecting things, uh, whether it be like be comics, be video games, some other things, and kind of weird, crazy stuff in my life. So stuff like that. Hey there, Dungeon. Welcome, man. I don't know if it's mid. It's definitely upper mid tier, Logan. Um, his worst is still. We know what his worst is. We know what it is. Like it's a fun film, but it's directed 3D. It's one where, and this is the case, and I mentioned before, where Fight for Frankenstein really kind of goes over that line where it makes still makes a good film, and not getting too caught up in the 3D. Uh, Dracula 3D unfortunately gets caught up so much in the 3D that the storyline and the acting kind of take a back seat, which is sad and a shame, actually. I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping he redeem himself for his latest film. But Steel and Lace is a cool one. It's different than a rape revenge film in that it deals with a sci-fi aspect of it. And the neatest part of this is, well, the girl, she commits suicide at the beginning of the film, close to the beginning of the film, and she comes back as kind of an android. So that's not much of a spoiler because it's pretty much in the trailer, and she starts getting revenge. So it's a fun title. I'm glad it's there. I prefer it over Invisible Maniac, to be honest with you. Which they got the best sales so far. Pretty much from what I can see right here, Chemical Ninja, I would say that the best sale that we got going here right now looks to be the Vinegar Syndrome sale. I'm going to dive into the Severin sale as well. If I got enough time, I'll go to the Arrow sale because I know there's one going on at this particular time. But I don't really, I can't really say. Now, there's Creature, which we'll go through next. And Creature, Deadly Friend, kind of Argento. Well, it's not Argento. Steel and Lace, man, Craig. So it's like it's different. Trauma is definitely a cool little film with some really good acting in it, actually. Uh, yeah, I mean, like Steel and Lace is a different film. People don't realize what this is, and it's cool. It's kind of like if you remember the Guggenheim movie that he did. I think Scream Factory put out with the girl with the was kind of like a robot. Well, think of it like that, except like a better version of that. Now, Will Malone put out Creature, and Creature, otherwise known as Titan Find in the UK, with a bigger cut of it. This comes to Blu-ray with a better version of the film and a worse slipcover. This is it's okay, but it doesn't like rain on the level of, say, the Severed Arm, which is probably the worst slipcover that they've ever put out. But for the movie Creature, they could have focused a lot more on the creature and a lot less on this right here, because that really really wasn't needed. No, there's a neat like garroting like machine in the movie Trauma, though. That's beheads people, because the killer is like it's a beheader in Trauma. Eve Destruction. That's what I'm thinking about. Ice. Thanks, man. But this has, of course, Klaus Kinski, Wendy Shale, who's in a lot of Wim Malone films. We get like 2 cuts of the film here, an extended making of documentary. Should probably run at least an hour long. So a really, really good one. Now, here's one that a lot of people are talking about, and I am still not sold on, and that is the Ebola Syndrome. It's a 4K release. It is a Category 3 Hong Kong title. Now, one of the things that does have me excited is that I'm pretty sure we got Sam Deegan doing a commentary for this one here. And although nothing I've seen about this film interests me at all at this time, I've looked at the trailer, I've read up on it, I'm going to have to like go in and watch a Category 3 documentary, which should be on here. If you're going to put out a Category 3 film for the first time and you want to kind of like hook people that have not been really deep into the Category 3, Zombie Island is definitely not the worst slip they've done. And you know how you can tell Zombie Island is not the worst slip they've done, CR? Because Zombie Island is selling out. And Severed Arm, which by the way is not a bad film, is not. It's not selling out. And that's the best way to tell. The easiest way to tell if a film is good, if a film is not good, is that. It, because if it was a good slip, it would sell. But Zombie Island's selling, and Severed Arm isn't. Yeah, it does seem like shock for shock, and the thing for me, to be honest with you, is there's not a lot of in it that interests me. And when I watched the trailer, I watched it on my Patreon with Crimson Cult. We watched all the trailers for all the films. It was a bunch of like people having seizures. For those that don't know, I'm epileptic, so watching a bunch of people have seizures on a film really does nothing for me. It actually, to be bluntly honest, it takes away from the film, and it makes me uncomfortable, to be honest with you. So if there's a lot of that in it, I'm really not going to like it. I've had enough of those myself in real life. I don't need to see actors portraying it on screen in a kind of a crass, tasteless way. But I will give it a chance, and I will be watching it, I'll be honest, with the Sam Deegan commentary, because I'm very much not interested in watching it without the commentary. I'm hoping that next time maybe a better Category 3 film comes out than Ebola Syndrome, and everything's a bad time for it. It may be. I mean, like the severed arm too. That is a really nice inside slip, inside cover, inside the slip. Hey, they're flickering. Welcome, man. Now, Tiger Claw's trilogy, definitely, I can definitely recommend this one. This is a fun one. It's Bolo Young kind of at his weird, kind of psychotic best. We get some really good stuff here by with Cynthia Rothrock. Unfortunately, again, I think they've shortchanged her a little bit in that they're kind of like putting Cynthia Rothrock at the forefront of the promotion of these films, but they're not yet putting out any of her lead films. That's the thing, is that they're not putting out any of the films that she actually, like a Lady Dragon, for instance, or some of the films that she actually had the lead in, as opposed to like a secondary lead. And that's still, it's kind of, I feel kind of sad about that. We've had the martial law films, which I did like, and the Tiger Claws trilogy, which again I like, but again we have yet to see like Cynthia Rothrock be put into the forefront of any of these films here, and they don't mind putting her face in the front, but for some reason they do mind putting her. Maybe it's just they can't get the rights to them though. Having films that she actually stars in, because there's much better films that she put out. Tiger Claws films are a lot of fun. That's one I would recommend. TC 2000, it's okay. I mean, it's not great. It's passable fun. It's cheesy. Um, but it's you're gonna enjoy it more than you enjoy some like Hell Riders or Dr. Jekyll's, Dungeon of Death. But it's a lesser one that they could have put out. I'm guessing more than likely they got a deal on a few kind of Bolo Young, what's her name, Jaheli, films, and they kind of put them out at once. So we got the Tiger Claws trilogy, which I think is a fantastic release. The TC 2000, which is an okay release. I'm definitely not gonna say that. Which one did they film? Did they screen? I'd really like to know that, Razor. Because I would love to see them put out summer films. I'd like to see them get a Cynthia Rothrock box set. I love that. Or at least, at the very least, give us like a double feature of like maybe the Lady Dragon ones, maybe some of her other films that she did. Because honestly, the films that she did and that she stars in, much better martial arts than you're going to see in TC 2000. TC 2000 is a very cheap film. It's a fun film, but it is at the end of the day it's a cheaper done film. Not something that I can say I strongly that I can strongly recommend, but I can definitely recommend it. I'm not sure if I recommend it at like what is it, like $30 American, 37 Canadian, that type of thing. Um, I waited on it. I'll get it like on sale at sale time. I know it's not gonna be one that sells out, so it's I'm okay with waiting on that one. I was not okay waiting on Tiger Class. I really want to watch that, but thank you, Marco. I'm horrible with names, but he's in all three of the Tiger Class films. He's in the TC 2000 film. Um, I really appreciate it, by the way. We got New York Ninja here. I haven't seen it. I hear it's fantastic. So again, that's one I can't censor. I can't talk about because, in all honesty, I haven't seen that either. So I'm not gonna like pimp films I don't know. In terms of classic series, that'd be the Drive-In Collection. I think that we will get a Drive-In Collection, but it'll be an updated Blu-ray Drive-In Collection, and that's what I think we're going to get. An updated version, much in the way I said we did with Peakorama. Did you guys want to look, before I go any further than this, you want to look at what's coming up next year? I like the Rudy Ray Moore box set, but I've already got the films. And I did use my $15 code, but I used it on a different film completely, on a Fun Seat Edition film. I know, Jay, it's not a good thing. I hate that film. I haven't seen the film, and I already hate it. I saw the trailer, and I don't like the trailer. People told me not to go by the trailer, though. The only thing that gives me hope for this film, Jay, in all honesty, the only thing that gives me hope for this film is a Sam Deegan commentary that I can listen to and get excited by listening to Sam Deegan. Because nothing about this film rings of anything that I like. If I was 12 years old and I like, and it's not, I'm gonna be honest, if I was 12 years old and I was like, I want to see some really extreme films for the sake of extreme alone, then maybe this would excite me. But at this age, it doesn't. I'm past like, oh, let's see the gore just for the gore. I can't afford to get the subscription. That's the truth of the matter. But I will give you my honest thoughts on the subscription, and I will not let my thoughts on the previous year. It starts out with a peeing scene, like when they show the pictures. We see a peeing sequence, and I was kind of mad with that. Dead Heat is really cool. So let's look at what we got here for the year. So they got a breakdown. I'm going to go right to the breakdown, and I'll come back up to the stuff up top. So we've got, for January of 2022, we got Dead Heat, which is going to be in 4K. I'm a really big fan of Dead Heat. I know it's a cheesy little film. This is one that I do like. I do like Joe Piscopo. I'm from the 80s, so I grew up like watching the horrible 80s era Saturday Night Live, where Joe Piscopo and Eddie Murphy were the savior of that show. We got Curfew, which is, if I remember correct, it's a slasher film. Master of the World, I don't remember well. Forgotten Jelly box set, which features Arabella Black Angel. And to be bluntly interested, I don't remember that one too well. But I can tell you right now that a high possibility for me grabbing at least the Forgotten Jelly box set, maybe Dead Heat, but Forgotten Jelly probably for sure, if depending on the other two films. But at least that. I would like to get the bundle for January, but it is a hefty price tag of $225.92 for the MSRP. We'll see what it is once it. Wait a minute, is Master of the World the Vincent Price film? Because if it is, that freaking rocks. But I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I don't know for sure. I like Johnny Dangerously. I know it didn't do well, but I liked it back in the day. I saw it in theater, actually. So February we get Hard Rock Zombies, which is a fun little title. Not great, not a supernatural horror thriller, and beloved piece of Universal Pictures financed weirdness. So I'm hoping that they're diving into maybe some older stuff with Universal Pictures stuff, as opposed to maybe going a lot older. And like along the lines of, say, maybe we're looking like a 40s or 50s pick on here. That's what I would like to see. I'd like to see them dive into some older pictures. Oh, it's, did he? I totally forgot about that. I totally confused him, man. So March, we don't know anything about. We know that there's a UHD double feature and 2 more Blu-rays. Now this could be where we start to see the a reintroduction of an old classic series. Somebody there mentioned that they're thinking that Driving Classics is what's coming back. And wouldn't it be neat if Driving Classics was coming back? That's was an 80s Italian film. So yeah, I was not aware of that. I haven't checked it out yet. If the Driving Classics came back with UHDs, can you imagine like Driving Classics with a UHD format? That'd be freaking awesome. But it's a $135.94. Again, not bad. Not a bad price point for that one. $130.94 for the February one. And when we get to April, we've got they're really going in hard on the UHDs. I really like that. That's one thing that I'm very impressed with for this year. And they said some of the other ones, if you get better, if you can get some better masters, like get some stronger OCNs, they make even more of these films UHDs. So people that actually have the bones to get the subscription this year are probably going to get way more than their money's worth when it comes to what they have. And I'm definitely going to say that right now. Even though I can't afford to get the subscription, if I was rolling in the money right now, I probably would. Even though I was kind of iffy on the last half of last year, there's definitely enough here, and I haven't even got through half the year yet, that I can say if you can afford the subscription, you'll definitely make your money back, and definitely do a really great job with this. Treat Williams, yes, I agree, underappreciated. So we got here in May. This is when it gets really interesting, and the worldwide UHD Blu-ray for Thriller or Cruel Picture, and this hands down, I'm not gonna lie, this is one that I really want, one that I am gonna get. I did not know that there was some heat between Synapse and the Vinegar Syndrome on this picture. I hadn't heard about that. I know that Synapse put it in earlier release of that. Yeah, Mill Creek back in the day when they first started out Dungeon, before they actually started getting rights and getting kind of good masters of films. They would put out these 50 packs of Driving Classics and cult classics and war pictures and westerns and TV shows and all that type of stuff. Yeah, I got a bunch of these here. I love those. So we got here as well, aside from Thriller Cruel Picture, we got another UHD. A lot of UHDs here this year. A Blu-ray double feature that we've been working on for years. That's interesting. Actually, that's really intriguing. And 2 other gems. You're going to notice that there's no mention of the Cardona box set. So I'll go back up there to see if there is. And maybe they're just putting it off for a year, just to give it time. Because, they were doing interviews and stuff, and kind of the lead guy for the interviews passed away. As someone that kind of works in an industry that has stuff shipped over from other countries, I know how hard it can be to get things over from certain places right now. So I definitely it's interesting. I mean, like, it's been interesting to see what they have coming out. I did the half one this year. I tried it, and I wish I'd done the year, because I know I would have felt like that I'd gotten the whole thing. I think it'll happen. It'll eventually happen, because they have the rights, Jay. So they got to put them out eventually. I think they're not going to focus on it as much, and I don't blame them. It really didn't bring them the attention that they expected it to. And that's not just me, like, because I don't like Cardona. That's pretty much, you can read the room, I guess, right? In that it was a May release, and that's okay. We all, like, every company's had a May release. They just kind of they dug in deep with it, but they can't go back now, and I wouldn't expect them to. I'm very excited about Thriller Cruel Picture, especially if this is the uncut edition. I like Michelle Johnson. I don't like the way they treat the birds and beaks, but I like Michelle Johnson. I would watch it for Michelle Johnson. Blame It on Rio, Jay, one of my favorites. So Synapse just announced a Blu-ray of Thriller a few weeks prior to the Vinegar Syndrome announcement. Well, to be fair, Vinegar Syndrome are going to be dealing with a 4K release of a Thriller, and honestly, this is going to happen. This won't be the only time that this happens. When it comes to these films, there will be releases that'll come out that are going to be dueling releases, whether it be from the UK and from here to what we see come out from other countries as well, or within North America. This is going to happen because the pool is getting smaller with what they can dive into and they can grab, and that's something to really think about. Is that everybody has certain films they can get, and if there's a rights, if they can grab the rights from from a certain edition of it, and maybe there's different editions of Thriller that's coming out, a cool picture, because I know that when Snaps initially put it out, they put out 2 different versions of the film. So you never know. So June is going to be the partner label month again, so that's going to be interesting, and there's more partner labels coming up. July, we got 3 releases coming out of 128.94. There are 3 horror and exploitation Blu-ray discs. So I think we can expect to have some fun here in July. Hopefully, some kind of cool stuff. August, we get another UHD. Holy crap! Are they ever getting it on UHD? Debut of a 70s horror classic. I actually bought Walking on the Edge last night. I realized a couch that had a $15 coupon because of the Cardona 15. Remember? And I hadn't bought anything with it, and you couldn't double up on coupons. You couldn't use $15 on something and then another coupon that was already there. But Walking the Edge was there, and I'm I haven't got this yet. I really love Fun City Editions. I think they're probably, along with Fun City Editions and Utopia, are the 2 strongest partner labels that they have going there right now. So I was going to buy Smile because I really wanted to see that, but Walking the Edge was still at a slip, and Smile didn't. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go with Walking the Edge because it's my type of picture. We got Nancy Kwan in this one. It's a cool little title, and of course the great Joe Spinell as a villain, and that's always a great thing. So I'm glad I got that now then. So we got Shriek the Mutilated here, which is a really fun film. I got the retro media edition of this one that was put on a Bigfoot box set back in the day. I bought it in Montreal when the day I was leaving Montreal actually. I was looking for video stores all over the place. I couldn't find anything, and it was the day that we were leaving. We decided to take a walk, me and my better half Hind, downtown Montreal, and we went. Hey there, John. Welcome, man. And we went downstairs in this mall. And right in the corner, there was this this video store, and they had everything there. It was insane the amount of stuff they had. And I was overwhelmed, but I didn't have a lot of time to look. So I remember grabbing this Bigfoot box set because I remember liking retro media a lot. Well, if you're a subscriber, for instance, you had the coupon the 50% off coupon, but you couldn't use the 50% off coupon. And no, I'm definitely not sharing the wrong screen. You can I can see what's on the screen right now. You're seeing what you should be seeing, which is the breakdown. You should not be seeing me, Mark. But yeah, so I grabbed some stuff there. Shriek the Mutilated's a lot of fun. A duel of 80s sci-fi and action Blu-ray discs, so that could be fun there as well. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. Yeah, still not enough for me, man, to renew because they upped the renewal price. I can see why, because there's a lot of stuff here, but it was too rich for my blood. We got a UHD debut of a massive 70s horror hit. So, again, it depends. I mean, they said Ebola Syndrome was going to be massive. But I'll get to what I end up ordering actually later on, actually. No problem, Marco. And I didn't think that was massive, but a lot of people did. So I'm in the minority when it comes to the Ebola Syndrome. Just to let you know, I'm not I'm not just ragging on it to rag on it. It's just not my jam, man. Um, Forgotten Jelly box set. So this is the second Forgotten Jelly box set coming out in 2022. So that's should be exciting. I really like that. Two more horror Blu-ray discs for September. Now we get up to October. So September there's 225.92. Oh yeah, don't forget about Sierra. I forgot about it too. I did my order. I forgot about it. Went in to order a box set from Fun City Editions, and thought, okay, I'll use the $15 coupon for the box set, but there's like a half off coupon on the box set. So it was either use a $15 coupon on the box set or a half off coupon on the box set, on the Primetime Panic box set. So definitely, I'm definitely going to use the half off coupon. So then I had a $15 coupon I didn't know what to do with because I couldn't put it onto an order that already had a coupon attached to it. So I just started looking, and eventually Walking the Edge really kind of like stood out to me. I was between Walking the Edge and the 4K edition. Hey there, Zachary. And the 4K edition of Sex World, which is one of the only 4Ks I don't have for Vinegar Syndrome. But I said I'd wait on Sex World. I really don't need 4K that one right now. A good title, but not something that I had to grab. But Walking the Edge is more something that I really wanted to watch. That's one thing I can watch with Hind, or of course my cousin. Honestly, who am I going to watch Sex World with right now? Not a lot of people. October 2022, we got the Homegrown Horrors Volume 2. I really wish I could have got this one. I couldn't this time around. We got Moonstalker on this one, two other gems. Normally I get I have a couple friends that send me gift certificates. I didn't get any this around, so I couldn't do it. It shouldn't. I mean, if it gives you 50% off the sale price, there's a glitch in the system. Because I wish it was like that, but for me, it definitely did. Because trust me, I checked, man. I was putting coupons in like crazy. I wish more companies would just start to take this approach. Arrow, make flicks and grinders. Dude, Jeff, man, you're really killing it. So we got Homegrown Horrors Volume 2, two more UHD debuts of a duo of 80s creature horror classics. This really makes me think that the Driving Classics is coming back. One more Never on Blue horror film. And we've end out 2022 with 5 releases. $235.90 is the MSRP for this one here. Remember, don't ever go by the MSRP because they always give you the cut price. So we got 3 horror and one that's horror adjacent UHDs. 3 horror and horror adjacent UHDs. So again, 3 more UHDs. We got includes some never on disc titles plus 2 additional Blu-rays. Includes 2 Black Friday surprise titles in December, of course, as always from here on out, the partner label. So let's dive up here and just see what kind of hints that they gave. And of course, the completionist package is gone. We're not doing that this year. The Peakorama will still be around. It just won't be in a package that you can order. So let's read through this and see exactly what kind of hints they give and see if there's anything here that that can be kind of interesting. So in 2022, we hope to blow your minds with some of our craziest, weirdest, by far biggest releases yet, including some ultimate UHD editions. I'm expecting some more Category 3 stuff, hopefully better than Ebola Syndrome, of numerous horror classics alongside long-forgotten regional weirdness, more giallo, more homegrown horror, and perhaps even the return of an old favorite series from Vinegar Syndrome's earliest days. I would 100% believe that this is the return of the driving classics, but with a brand new, upgraded, shinier, better edition. So much in the way that Peakorama upgraded the Blu-ray, and we got like nice kind of slip covers for them. I'm expecting them to do the same thing with driving classics, and maybe even get a 4K driving classic release, which would be amazing. I would buy that bar none, right away. So we have Moonstock from 1989, fully uncut, restored in 4K, a slasher adjacent and grim indie weirdness like Curfew. I kind of remember Curfew actually. At least 2 more Giallo box sets with jaw droppers such as Arabella, Black Angel, finally getting their due with the lavish restorations. Italian shockers like Master of the World, Conqueror of the World, okay, from 1983. 70s drive-in classics. See, right there already. It could just be writing, but this could be a hint. Oh, regional weirdness. Well, the Homegrown Horror is regional. It was a regional box set. 2 Forgotten Jelly box sets coming out in 2022. 1 in January and 1 in September. Like Shriek of the Mutilated, restored from its OCN, and both visually and orally uncut. Regional horror weirdness like Horror High is from 1974. We don't know when that's coming. Now, Swamp Thing's more of like, I wouldn't consider that the drive. Swamp Thing kind of came out after the drive-in, really. There were still drive-ins around when Swamp Thing came out, but it's more of a, honestly, Swamp Thing became more of a hit on TV. That'd be more of a cable classic than anything else. We don't know yet on Lenticular, or at least I haven't seen anything so far. Unclassifiable mind-benders like Hard Rock Zombies, and Ultimate UHD debuts of 80s horror classics like Dead Heat. Well, Dead Heat's not really a horror classic, but it's a fun film. We got, plus we're upping our game in May and November, promising to bring you our best sales month lineups yet. Now, they said that last year, and it didn't happen this year, and it really didn't happen. But with Thriller Cruel Picture being one of them, if they can keep up that, then definitely that's really cool. So, Thriller Cruel Picture, which will be presented in its worldwide 4K UHD and Blu-ray debut under exclusive license from Christoph Venubis. So there, maybe Synapse can't put it out in an extras loaded edition. Interesting that they really put in that exclusive license there, right? Featuring a brand new Vinegar Syndrome produced 4K restoration from its 16mm OCM. That's actually really cool. Speaking of UHDs, we ended up releasing more in 2021 than anticipated due to some happy incidences of being able to find UHD worthy elements for more films than expected. It's good to remember that at the end of the day, Vinegar Syndrome, they're remaster. That's what they do. That's kind of what they're best at. So I would so when you see that, Zach, I want to thank you so much, man, for the wow. I want to definitely thank you so much for the donation. That blows my mind. I just saw that there. I do. I apologize for not saying something before. So when they say that they do some really cool stuff on here, they're not lying. They do some amazing stuff when it comes to restoring films, and that's one thing that I gotta mention here. So we could end up with more UHDs than you expected. It's good to see you in, and hopefully you keep coming back. Now, what we got here as well is expect to be heavily underpromising with this working schedule, meaning there will most certainly be adding a few more 4K discs to your collection. So, and all UHDs come with Blu-ray discs. So basically, if you're not yet a 4K, if you don't have a 4K television set, or you don't have you don't have the ability for 4K, then don't worry, because man, are you you're set because it's future proofing. Because 4K is going to be the industry standard, I think, down the road when it comes to the TVs, and all the new game systems have it as well. So if you've got like a PS, if you're lucky enough to have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, then you can play 4Ks on those as well as regular 4K. You can even play 4Ks on the old school Xbox One's Series S and Xbox One S and Xbox One X that came out in the previous generation. Where is Vinegar Syndrome putting in substantial work on Creature from Black Lake? Only for Synapse to essentially yank it from under them. Oh, this is interesting because at the end of the day, they're all kind of like fishing in that same pool, and you're never quite sure like where it's gonna happen. We got here what I'm very excited about, by the way, 8 releases, which in addition to new restorations of films by Roberta Findlay and Doris Wishman. So that's right there. Those are two. As you guys know, that one of my favorites releases that Vinegar Syndrome ever put out was a movie by Roberta Findlay called A Woman's Torment. You can watch the X-rated version, or you can watch the R-rated version, which is Roberta Findlay's preferred version of the film. I read last night, Couch, by the way, that from Mondo Digital, that the 3D release of Flesh for Frankenstein is actually incredible. So if you go by Mondo Digital, it should be amazing. So to see more Roberta Findlay come out, that's really exciting for me. Doris Wishman is someone that I don't think has gotten much notice, and it's a shame. Good for Master Chaos, actually. We've talked about it, and he got to work on her last film, so he definitely wants to see some more Doris Wishman come out. So it's really interesting to see that come as well. We'll include the Blu-ray debut of a WTF gems like The Beast in Space. So The Beast in Space is an Italian film. It's kind of a pseudo mock kind of sequel to a movie called The Beast, which came out a few years earlier. Was extremely popular, and it's in the Warner, I can't even pronounce his name, collection that Arrow Video came out with, and I actually do have that title. And I do have The Beast in Space in the old Shameless screen exploitation sexploitation set that they put out. They haven't said anything on any 3D yet, Couch. We got Jean-Francois Davy's exhibition coming out. That's going to be their first Picorama box set that they've done. It's kind of is their first box set, but when you really think about it, it's not. Because Phantasm came out this year. Like with the F, Phantasm with an F, the Australian sexploitation. So this is their second Picorama box set. I think the fact that that Phantasm wasn't initially supposed to be Picorama is kind of cool. And aside from that, as always, it is cut actually because in the UK. So this will be the first time, by the way, and Mike is correct here, in that you're going to be getting it uncut for the first time. So that's actually a pretty big deal. The Criterion channel is unfortunately too expensive to grab here in Canada, but I do know that they put in some amazing stuff. I wasn't aware that they put in any Doris Wishman stuff though. But yeah, so you get 50% off the SRP coupons, which is good for every title released by their partner labels, from Agfa to Yellow Veil. So anytime Hitcher and Dark or Best Friend, which is a coupon off. Okay. Although I like Hitcher, I would probably say Hitcher in the Dark is a better film in my opinion. Best Friends is getting low, so if you want that slipcover, you might want to go with that one. It's fun. Beast in Space is fun. So if you like the trailer, you're definitely exactly 13 or so UHDs that we know of right now, Zachary, but no 3D releases planned right now. But oh my God, that's a lot of UHDs. So when you think about how much it costs to buy a UHD like regularly, especially UHD, like because they're putting in like some UHD sets, like they're some of their bigger UHD stuff like the Scanners Cup and like the even like Terminal Island and stuff like that. Those are like 40, $50 releases on their own. And if you're putting out like 13 releases, that go to my calculator here. Let's just say 40 for like a small estimate. That's $520. Hey there, Antoine. Welcome, man. That's $520, like just right out of the gate. That's on that would be UHD. The Art of Dying. Man, why do I remember that film? I don't remember. I remember the name so much, but I can't remember the film itself right now. So let's. That's why I resubbed. It was a, it's a good I cannot uh, at all fault that because oh my God, it's some of the best stuff that you can imagine. If you don't, by the way, if you don't have the Hitcher's fun. It's a fun title. Although he was not big on the ending of Hitcher, I actually really liked it because he was made to change the ending of Hitcher. I actually did like the ending of Hitcher in the Dark. I did not like his ending. I like the ending that was actually in the film. So if you don't have the Rita Ray Moore films with this box set, it's an incredible release. We got Graduation Day here again. If you don't own this, the slipcover is really nice. So same with Don't Answer the Phone. Freight Mirror's an okay film. Definitely not my favorite, but it's a cool film. A lot of people actually love this one. There's the I Love New York Ninja T-shirt. Now this isn't a limited edition, so you can probably wait on this one. We did have the Black Friday pin. I can't, in all good consciousness, say go for the Vinegar Syndrome display. It is a bit overpriced. I understand what they're doing, but unless all those movies come with it, I can't see it going for that price. But I'm guessing like it's sold. It's sold out. Holy crap! That surprised me. Like I'm thinking of getting a display like this, but I'm gonna get it done myself. Can I do that? No, I probably can't. For my own purposes again. I'm not selling it. The I Heart New York Ninja thing. I'm pretty sure this sold out as well, didn't it? Yeah, it was like the pretty much the cast. There was the soundtrack, which I'm sure is gone in CD and in original audio tape format. Madman, I'm sure Madman's going to get a slip this year, in the upcoming year, 2022. Madman's selling good anyway. See, the thing is that some of these here, I think, get slips as they start to sell less, and they usually put one in there, kind of a big one. And this time around, I think Graduation Day was really the big one. But to get more people to buy Don't Answer the Phone, to do more sales for Frightmare, it's that's a good way to do it. I can't believe it sold out. I really can't. That's that you got a dedicated fan base. Now I know Summer of Fear sold out. Now this was just this is the old Music Box Selects release, just with a new slipcover on it. I haven't finished Camille Keaton. Have not had time, man. I was working all week. Today was my one day off, and my better half is going away to Morocco for like 6 weeks next to see her family. Next Sunday actually. So all day today we were out like getting stuff for her to get ready to go to Morocco. Like we're getting all the stuff that she needed before she has to go. Summer of Fear sold out, although it's just a slip. Like literally like this release has been out for ages, but that slip sold it, I guess, for a lot of people. and maybe a lot of people didn't buy it before. But if you bought it and you already got it, like, and you bought it for the slip, I don't know. But if you don't have it and you wanted it's a good release. Smut Without Smut. I'm sure this, yeah, over 1,000 left on this one. The first one sold out really quickly. I'm sure this one's going to eventually sell out too, as well. I'm sure the Slaughterhouse soundtrack's probably already gone. Yeah, it's like these things sell out really quickly. They're low prints. They sell out really quickly. Part of the VAS line of high-end soundtrack cassettes that they put out with the digital download of the film. It's interesting to see that done. So let's see if anything's actually sold out. Let's dive into the OOP. See if anything new is sold out. I love the televised terror. See, I'm the opposite. For me, the televised terror box set was one of my favorites of the year. I loved it. I loved every film on there. My favorite, I go back and forth between the first film and the third film. Looks like they haven't updated what's out of print yet or not. So let's go right into the limited editions and check. Yeah, no, televised terror ones that I definitely want to see more of. Unlike you, I was very impressed with it. So I'm guessing still over 1,000. Yeah, on Severin. That's such a shitty cover. Characters Great Love. Against the Paul Nash films. Good Paul Nash film too. 301 left on this one here. Nightmare Weekend. It's so insane that I love it. 708 left on this one. This is one where the slip doesn't look that great, but when you see it in person, it actually looks much better. I don't have the slip in this one, but I've seen it. Seen people like unbox it. Sugar Cookies, again, over 1,000 left. Much better slip cover, much better film too. Great film. Best Friends is definitely getting down. There's 192. This one is probably going to sell it during the sale. Very interesting title. Is this the one with Richard Hatch, or is that I'm thinking that? Yeah, this is the one with Richard Hatch. Well, he's highlighted 2 films, so it's not too bad, CR. We get Snap Victorians, Perfect Strangers, 874. The 11th Commandment is here. Is that even? No, it's not going to dip yet. Still, I don't know much about that one. Zombie Birds was not gone. It's got to be getting close. Yeah, 144 on Killing Birds Zombie 5. So if you're into that one, it's got a really nice slipcover. Like, I got to say, it's a gorgeous slipcover. And so definitely grab that one before it goes. Morrow Valley Massacres dipped under 1,000. It's got to 911, which is really good. The thing I guess that makes my heart the happiest is Dial Code Santa Claus, which was one of their best releases, and it's a great 4K release too, with some amazing features on here. Like, there are some incredible features on here. A great, like, haunting, creepy ass music video on here as well, from Bonnie Tyler with one nightmare of a song. Did you? I too had Summer Fear listed as one of the ones I was going to grab. That was what I was going to grab, the $15 coupon initially, right? And then unfortunately it sold it before I could. The fact that there's an 88-minute interview with the director, 40-minute interview with the actor, we got a still commentary. There's a director still gallery with the director's commentary. This is just such a good release that if you don't have it, I 100% recommend it. This is another one where I think that the slipcover kind of gave you slipcover is, it's a decent representation of the film, but I don't think it drives people to buy it, even though it's definitely well done. It's still not one of my favorites. Beastmaster has a website exclusive slipcover edition that's still available. The limited edition box set, I'm pretty sure that's already gone. Yeah. So we still have the slipcover edition of Beastmaster here, which is actually a very cool title. If you don't, it's gonna be fun. Watch it during the I guess the week of Christmas. I guess is the way to do it. CR. Fade to Black, I'm pretty sure is going down there too. Yeah, 594 left on this one. If you don't own Fade to Black, definitely 1,000,000%. It's one to pick up. We'll look at the VSAs in a second, by the way. We got Satan's Blood. I'm gonna guess that most of these are gonna be. Oh no, it has dipped. So 816 on Satan's Blood. They're doing really well at the sale actually. Cthulhu's Mansion is at 953. This was over 1,000 when I looked at it yesterday. So it's nice to see this one go down. There's a great, apparently, documentary, Spanish documentary on Juan Picar Simon on here as well. Dark Tower, which is still one that's over 1,000. Ginny Agatha's in that one. That's enough for me to buy it. Down the road, I did pick up House of Usher. Let's see, and it's down to 172. So this is a VSA horror, and they don't put out a lot of horror VSAs. Well, they put it a few, but it's a fun one. Like it's Donald Pleasance and Oliver Reed, and like that enough should be that should be enough to make you want to get it. We've got Ramsey Windsor added into the mix as well. Hitcher in the Dark is still over 1,000. Great title though. I did really enjoy that film. The Fear, I know a lot of people didn't like The Fear. I did like this one. I like the documentary making of on it as well, but a little bit around an hour long documentary, 50-minute documentary, which was really good. Got a couple commentary tracks I haven't listened to. Forgotten Jelly, is that still? I'm surprised that this is still over 1,000 because I know a lot of people were waiting for this sale to pick up Forgotten Jelly, and it is a really, really good release. There are 3 films on this one here, and they're extremely good films. Murder Mansion is a great film with Evelyn Stewart, and it's highly underrated. We got Crazy Desires of a Murder, another film that I found absolutely fantastic. And of course, the marquee one on here was Autopsy with Ray Lovelock, and of course the great Mimsy Farmer. So you know you're going to get like a lot of greatness when it comes to that one there. The one that I didn't grab, but I still definitely am curious about, is Homegrown Horrors Volume 1. And it's a cool box set we got here. 3 ones. We got Beyond Dream's Door, Winter Beast, which a lot of people like really rave over, and Fatal Exam, which a lot of people like kind of didn't like. But I think Fatal Exam is one that's going to kind of get its audience eventually. It's one of those that I think we're going to see. All American Murder is newer. It's a great film, but I think where it's newer, people are going to dive kind of dungeon into like some of the releases that were a little bit maybe a little bit older, because of the fact that they can say, okay, well, All American Murder is here right now, we can probably grab it at the next sale, type of thing. But they're going to grab some of the older titles first, the ones that they think are gonna sell out. That's usually the way it goes. Every once in a while, there's like a dark horse that comes in, like when the Ruben Galando Jr. Don't Panic one came out. Grave Robbers, which was a fairly new title at the time, like literally automatically sold out within a day and a half. But if All American Murder had been like still had been like, they put it something kind of related to it, like maybe another Walken film or a Charlie Slater film, then that would have kind of got people to go and grab that release. And I find that one release can set off a chain when it comes to certain titles. I did like Televised Terror. I know, Sierra, you're not a fan, but I think this was a great release, and I hope to see more of this. I think this is a good start, but I think there's even better films for them to put out in the next set. I don't think we're going to see this sell that strongly. It has its fans, but it doesn't have its fans like much like maybe like I like the Televised Terror set. And there's people that like the Cardona set, but again, its fan base is more limited than some of the other ones. Alien from LA, I'm expecting that if it hasn't sold well, this will eventually sell well. It has a very different slip than the other ones. We get a smooth slip with Alien from LA, which we didn't get in a lot of titles. A very different kind of older style slip, but a very nice slip. Scanner Cop, I'd be surprised if this one's not gone down. I'm surprised this one's over 1,000. But then again, like this, like some people say, that's 6,000 units, right? So that's definitely a lot. But I'm willing to bet a lot of people have picked this up. If you haven't, it's a really great release. And I definitely recommend looking into this one here as well, because it's a really cool one. 1,000,000% I will put my thing behind Alley Cat. If you haven't picked it up, it's a much better release than Champagne and Bullets. Both of these two releases came out at the same time. Champagne Bullets is it's fun, but Alley Cat you will watch more, in my opinion. Anyway, I think if you've seen Champagne Bullets and you've seen Alley Cat, one of them has more of a rewatchability factor to it, and that's Alley Cat. Alley Cat definitely has more rewatchability factor. I do like this kind of like this cartoon esque style on the other side of the artwork. It does give me a bit of a make flicks feel to it, if you know what I mean, with some of their kind of like comic booky style artwork that they've done. But I like the fact that they've done a bit of this. And when 70s 80s, well, there's the thing. You bought that one, and the good thing is you spent the money to buy that set, and that means that eventually they'll hopefully put out another set, CR, with titles and maybe ones that hit you just a bit more. So Alley Cat is definitely one to look into. It's a cool little release that I definitely recommend. Through the Fire, I still haven't got through that one. I got to really watch it. The Lamp, I've already seen. It's the Outing, it's good. Killer's Delight's a really good title. I think you can probably wait on a lot of these. Terminal Island's the same thing. It's a very good film, but it's also a very waitable on film. Let's dive into the partner labels next. We'll look at the limited editions first, the ones that are still in stock, see where they've gone. Let's dive down farther into the limited editions. So somebody said that Walking the Edge is one that's getting close to just selling out. It's a Fun City Editions title, and I can honestly say Fun City Editions are ones that sell quickly and that are all really, really good titles. Like Deadlock was the first one of the ones to sell out. A great 4K Western that was on for an amazing price, so I can really see like how that one sold out really quickly. Let's dive into the second page first. I'll give recommendations here along the way. There's Limo's okay. I mean, like, not great. Agfa Horror Trailer Show, definitely, that's a fun recommendation there. I have not picked it up yet myself. I've heard great stuff about it though. I don't know. I like James Bryan, but I've heard like not the greatest stuff about Jungle Trap. But you got to know when you're watching a James Bryan film. This is a James Bryan film. This is a guy that made Don't Go in the Woods. Producer, writer, star Renee Harmon from Lady Street Fighter. So like just know that going in. Yeah, expect it to be like cheesier and more badly acted. Like shot in 1990, the movie was unedited, unscored, unseen by human eyes for over 2 decades, and it was edited under Bryan's guidance. But he didn't edit it like the way it was edited under his guidance. So whether that takes away a bit of the charm of a Bryan release, I'm not quite sure. But I definitely haven't checked it out yet. But it's a fun little title that I eventually want to get. Here's Walking the Edge right here. Great little release by Fun City Editions. 56 left in stock. So if you have yet to pick up Fun City Editions, I'm going to say right now, definitely grab Walking the Edge. It's got a really cool like slipcase on here as well. I love the way Sunday drove him to the edge, and on the edge there are no rules. I love that. I love that stuff like that. And look, we got Robert Forster, Nancy Kwan, Joe Spinell, A. Martinez. So if you're a fan of a little soap opera by the name of Santa Barbara, we got A. Martinez in here. Excellent cast, genre cast in here as well. Frankie Hill from Friday the 13th Fallen Chapters in there. I like them both actually. Runaway Nightmares is a lot of fun. I love The Mothers. I really did. Like, I have the DVD of that one, and I think there was a Blu-ray edition video store that came on out on the 5 years, 5 films set when it came out. And we sat down and we watched it. And both me and my better half were huge fans of Sergio Santiago. So, like, that's one thing to know ahead of time. We love the Sergio Santiago films. He does like these cheesy action films, and you do these kind of like fun, like slightly sexploitation, but still kind of, there's just so silly. But I mean, you've got, what's not to love about it? You've got like this a group of female pirates on this boat trying to get back this girl's sister from this camp, and it's a lot of action. It's super crazy. It's super fun. I would recommend The Mothers any day or night. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. It's gonna be a cheaper release too, and I think you'll enjoy it. I like Runaway Nightmares. Pets is still my favorite. That's put out by that director, Mike Cartel, I think, that did that one. But Runaway Nightmare is a lot of fun, and it's just insane. It's crazy. But if you're gonna choose between Runaway Nightmare or The Mothers, my recommendation goes to The Mothers out of those two right away. But if you can get both of them, they're both good films. Radio On. I haven't seen Radio On, so that's the thing. Shiva Baby, again, Utopia release. Strongly recommend this one here. Not sure this one's doing still over 1,000. This one came with a poster too, which was kind of cool. Very much Roger Corman style. Very much a Roger Corman style film. With the Mothers is very, very Roger Corman-esque in its style, and in a good way. I mean, in the best possible way. In the idea of when you're thinking of like the Roger Corman, the fun Roger Corman films, then that's what you're looking at. That's what you're seeing here when it comes to The Mothers. It's very much a fun Roger Corman style actioner with some like very attractive girls, and you're gonna get the action, the nudity, that type of stuff. He was in the Cowboys. That's a nice callback. Treasure of the Ninja. I've actually got this one, but I haven't watched it yet. Definitely a cool release. Rancho Deluxe again. Anything Fun City editions. I cannot like rave on about these guys enough. My good friend Brian Sauer from Just to This Pure Cinema podcast. He does Just to This YouTube on here as well. He's good friends with the guy that does Fun City editions, and it's a good friend to have because man, they have been putting out some killer stuff, and I eventually want to have all their stuff. I won't get this one this time around, but definitely keep an eye on Rancho Deluxe as a fun little title to get. Shiva, man, is she not gorgeous too? I'm sorry, she's gorgeous, Zach. So that's always a plus too, right? Now I don't remember She Freak. I know I've seen this one years ago. She Freak, it's an AGFA release. Again, it's a Friedman. It's a David F. Friedman. So he probably produced this, right? Did he produce this one? Anyway, done in 1967. AGFA, you either kind of gotta love AGFA or you don't. But I actually do. I did pick up. I finally picked up Fun City Edition's Primetime Panic set. I think it's a great release to have. I'm very, very excited to dive into this. I will be doing a review of this one here. I love the way this is done. There's a 20-page booklet in here. There's a bunch of features. I remember like some of these films. She is stunning. Instagram too, by the way. She has an amazing Instagram. She's very funny too. She's a stand-up comedian, so of course she's funny. But yeah, she has some great stuff. But this has some really cool stuff. And the fact that one of these TV films is actually in its kind of its R-rated version, so there's an R-rated version of one of these films here. So we have on this one here 3 titles. And there is, I'm pretty sure Freedom. Yeah, Freedom is one of them, which Mayor Winningham, I think, is in Freedom. That's a young Mayor Winningham. Dreams Don't Die. And, of course, we get Death Ride to Osaka or Girls of the Wild Orchard. And really cool one with Jennifer Jason Leigh. Definitely the darkest of the 3 films, and by hands down the sleaziest of the 3 films. They come in both 4:3 and widescreen aspect ratios. They were originally done in 4:3, so I recommend watching them in 4:3. I'll take a look at both the 4:3 and the widescreen, but I don't want anything that looks like it's going to be stretched. But this is a great time to pick it up because right now, if you're a subscriber, it's half off, and if you're not a subscriber, it's still at $75. Like a Canadian. So the American price for that, if you're in the U.S., is $59, which is a great price for that set. It's got 3 discs. It is again another hard box set. We got the great Paul Winslow in this one here as well, and he is again fantastic actor. Paul Winfield. I was Winslow. God, Winslow. I'm thinking of Phantom of the Paradise right now. But Paul Winfield is really good in that one. But who's really good in this one? There's a young kid that plays a drug dealer character in that film, and man, he's good. He's really good. Now the lead in that film was the guy that I'm pretty sure he's a kid from the kind of the Return to Witch Mountain film. You know, the kid with the psychic powers, the one from Return to Witch Mountain. So definitely recommend that release for anybody out there. So 100% Primetime Panic. If you hope for the next TV box that they release, The Children of Times Square, that would be interesting. So there's a lot of great stuff on here. Radio On is here. It's a new one. Summer of '84. It's a newer film. I like the plan. I think that's kind of the way that it should look. That's the thing with the Primetime Panic. That's one of the things that actually sold me on it, was the kind of just the uniqueness and the style of the box itself. For that stuff, if it was any other type of one, I might think so. But for the type of film it is, definitely a fun one. Bloodorama, if you're into this, that's actually a cool one. WNUF is there as well. Sorority Slaughter. Is this a good film? No, but it's a Saturn Core release, and they're fun. They're not good movies. Don't ever expect to get something extremely good. Look at the case. You know what's gonna. It's, but it's fun. It's fun. These are fun. I find them fun anyway. They're not for everybody, but I like Tina Krause and I like these style films. But they can definitely be a bit of a slog for some people to get through, and I completely understand that. So if they're not kind of not into it, I get it. But overall, this is a really great one. The Last Matinee is here from Dark Star as well. So again, another one that I got to get eventually down the road. Shatter Dead is here from Saturn's Core. Saturn's Core has some unique releases. I recommend, if you haven't got any Saturn's Core, that's exactly what it's meant to be like. Ice it's like a newspaper ad for a TV airing, and that's where I think succeeds. But if you've never seen a Saturn's Core film, start with the documentary, the first one they put out. John Corley, you're taking me back. Start with the documentary, and if you like the stuff that's in the documentary for Saturn's Core, then dive into their stuff. Yeah, Escape from Witch Mountain. Yeah, that's cool. I was watching the trailer with my cousin, and my cousin was like, "I know that guy. What's he from?" And so we're there for a second. Is it that guy? Is it the guy from the Disney movie? And we're like, yeah, I think it is. So we looked it up. It is the guy. He's the guy from Escape from Witch Mountain. Yeah, I think you're safe with any Fun City Edition release. Let's just dive into everything that they got out there. Their first release right out of the gate was Alphabet City, which is a really, really good release, especially if you're a Miami Vice fan, by the way. I Start Counting, still one of my favorite releases that was put out by any partner label. I just love this movie. I thought a young Jenny actor, really well done. It doesn't dwell too heavy into the mystery aspect of it. Some people were kind of didn't like that as much, but I think that it underplays the mystery so that when the reveal comes near the end, it really plays well. Its hand is played well. This is very, very well directed. Jeremy, I still got to get. I've seen this one years ago. It's been years since I watched Jeremy. Same with Smile, and I really did like Smile back in the day. I love the fact that they didn't tell the people who was going to win the pageant. So they left those pages out so that we would have so people would actually not know and get a genuine reaction. Walking the Edge, I'm excited to get this one here. Rancho Deluxe was a really good release. Radio On again, and it's done just like a tape cassette too. I love this aspect of it. It's done like a cassette tape, and like was mentioned on earlier, some incredible music on here, from David Bowie to Devo to Kraftwerk to Robert Fripp, Ian Jury. So this should be utterly a fantastic release to check out. Now I did want to dive into for a second, go into to the Severin stuff that is here as well. So we'll just dive into that one really quickly. For those that hadn't picked up stuff, there looks like they've had, like, let's see how their bundles are doing. So they had their limited to 100 bundle. That one sell out. Surprisingly, that their Friday Bloody Friday bundle, again, they limited it again to U.S. customers only, and it hasn't sold out, and that kind of might be the reason. Uh, like I'm kind of glad they did, because I didn't have the money to afford it, and I would have been looking for money to grab it if it wasn't U.S. customers only. But I think we're going to see these fab releasing ones like eventually get a total North American release if they're able to do it. Actually, again, we got the nasty Friday bundle, $168. Doesn't look like this one sold out as well. Yeah, it's cool. Like $20 back. That's really cool that they did that. I had to say, out of all the times that we've seen Severin have issues with their websites, and and we've seen it a lot. This is the best handling they've had of their of the sale issues, because we can all say, Dungeon, have a great evening, man. I got to go soon too, because my voice is going to go and I got to work tomorrow. But this is the best handling they've had of their of the sale issues. So how good, I'll credit for that. The Demon bundle, I'm pretty sure that's, maybe it's not. It's just not saying things are sold out. I find it hard to think that none of these have sold out. Bundle Edge of the Park's a really good bundle. Two, maybe the new set doesn't say. I understand. I mean, I understand Warlock, but I think that, and I give, obviously I'm somebody that gives a lot of leeway to Severin. I bought a lot of their releases. I think that a lot of stuff they're putting out is amazing. I do think that they really still, like, I don't know, talk to their friends of Vinegar Syndrome, figure out exactly who does their website, what type of server that they use, and go with that. And if it costs more money, do it, because it's worth it. They are putting out releases that are definitely cutting edge, amazing releases. But if people can't get them, if people are finding issues with getting to the website, and their big sales are going on, then that's an issue. That's an issue that they have to work on. The mask and statue. Well, the mask and statue is the reason that the site went down, because people wanted to grab those before they sold out. And I'm sure they may get more of those statues on the road, much like they did with the spider statue. Love the house on the edge of the park. Not quite sure about this cover, but actually it's kind of cool. Actually, it's all right. Night the Demons here. Black Candles. I like Black Candles. So I actually really like that one. People did. I mean, like the 7-year subscription, maybe a year subscription would be a way to kind of. Yeah, I don't like the fact that the prices aren't shown on right on the front page. I think they still have some work to do when it comes to their to the website, and it's worth it. I mean, this is like each time this goes down, that the sale goes the sale goes down when it's a big sale. It loses 7 customers, and it costs money. It takes money out of their pockets. From the best way to do that is to really look at what's caused the issue every single time. It's the website, and so dive into that and look. And look at what you can do. Look into that. Look into what you can do. Look at your shipping costs. Look into your website. Those are the issues that I think once, if they resolved it, and with the stuff they're putting in next year, hopefully they'll win back they'll win back some kind of like they'll get back in people's good graces. But that's going to be the big thing. They need to have a sale where the website's not an issue. And once that starts, then that's something that we can that they can look into and say, okay, you can safely come to our website, you can buy, and not have to worry, and that's what we have to look into. It's hard to do subscription service. You have to be pretty solid on your. You have to have your release schedules set up for the year. And at the end of the day, you got to put a statement in there like that. You know what? We're doing a subscription service. We have a good roundabout idea of what our releases are going to be, but much like in wrestling, card is subject to change. Like, there you go. Card is subject to change. And that's the thing. That's the one thing to understand. Got a January pre-order bundle here. I thought they had... Okay, so here's some releases that... I thought they had some of the older stuff here, too. And that was like literally out of print. Some of the out of print stuff. But I'm not seeing it right now. Like the fact that they're putting in things like Mike Lee's all or nothing and get stuff, that's fantastic. But it's hard to tell. Like, I mean, on some of the stuff, there's a House Lost Women 2 to set. Definitely recommend that. That was actually really good if you like that stuff. After the World Ends, again, North American customers only. But that does include me. Siege is a fantastic release. I thought they had some titles here, some like limited edition, like titles from basically the previous, from a previous sale, like I guess convention titles. But I'm not seeing them on here now unless they've changed the website again. Yeah, Arrow's putting a Don't Go in the House. That's actually an exciting. I'm excited about Arrow's release of Phenomenon, a 4K release of Phenomenon. Yeah, I don't like the website. I'm sorry, guys. I've been trying to find certain releases for you guys to say, okay, maybe you should grab this one, maybe you should get that. I'm pretty sure No Way Home is one of the titles here. Okay, so No Way Home and Tale of the Uncanny, the 2-disc edition. I did use my $15 off coupon, actually regular, and I used it for Walking the Edge. These here are only available during the sale. These won't be available during regular times. So Tales of the Uncanny 2-disc edition. If you don't have it, this is the one to get. Grab this edition. Don't go for the 1-disc edition. Definitely get the 2-disc edition. And No Way Home with the hand numbered wrap. Definitely recommend that. That's a really good title there as well. That's one I can say to dive into. Dread Central with 50% off coupon. Nice. So I won't get into that today. I may do another video probably tomorrow if I get the chance. But with that being said, I want to thank you guys for joining me here tonight. I'm in my my new Christmassy outfit, my Flash suit. But I want to thank you so much for joining me. I want to thank Zach for the amazing incredible donation that my better half will probably take to and pay bills with when all I want to do is buy movies. But that it is what it is. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight in the Call of Cinema. Let me know what you think of this. I go back to doing like StreamYard ones and doing OBS. I wanted to do something where you could see your chat right up on the screen. Everybody can see their stuff. You can see what's the latest feed there. The tip thing was there. Yeah, definitely dive into the Dread Central sale there. Warlock put it up on the link, so you'll be able to check that link out. But MVD sale's no good for me because it's only in the United States. So I am Aaron. You're the Call of Cinema. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful night. I am going to go and read a little bit before I finally pass out and get some sleep. But as always, it costs nothing to be kind. So be kind to others, be kind to yourself, because you really, really do deserve it. The sales going on as always in these sales. You know what I always say. there's always another movie, and with these sales here, there's many, many other movies to look into. I will. The last Patreon one was the one for the big sale, and actually every single patron watched the sale night video. So I was really really excited about that. And there's a big Patreon hangout coming up actually soon, probably next week, to be honest with you. But anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Have a fantastic night, and watch out in the Patreon, by the way, coming up for those for the report cards. So that's where a lot of my energy has gone into recently, and there's been a lot of work to get those done. Have a great evening, and I will see you soon. Stay safe.